Boris Johnson stitch-up. Tories furious with Harman at plot to axe PM. A Partygate inquiry, which could lead to Boris Johnson being thrown out of Parliament, has been condemned as the stitch-up. One serving government minister said the investigation threatened the right of MPs to speak freely. They said, the Prime Minister's resignation is a sideshow to what is really happening. It follows a ruling by the House of Commons Privileges Committee, chaired by senior Labour MP Harriet Harman, that Mr. Johnson could be found guilty of misleading the House of Commons even if he made a genuine mistake. The committee is to decide whether Mr. Johnson committed contempt of the House of Commons by saying last year that he believed no lockdown rules were broken in 10 Downing Street. The Metropolitan Police later issued the Prime Minister, his wife Carrie Johnson, and former Chancellor Rishi Sunak with fines for attending a birthday celebration in June 2020. Previously, it was thought the committee would consider whether Mr. Johnson deliberately or knowingly misled Parliament. But it has published a report which states, intention is not necessary for a contempt to be committed. Supporters of the Prime Minister say the committee's approach would muzzle free speech and debate in Parliament. And some Conservative MPs are particularly suspicious of the role of Ms. Harman, a former Labour deputy leader, who also served as acting leader of the party on 2 occasions. Conservative MP Michael Fabricant, a former minister, said, "This is a plan for a total stitch-up." Though I should not be surprised with Harriet Harman being the committee's chairman, he added, when Parliament returns, I will be encouraging all MPs, particularly those with any knowledge of our legal system, to oppose the Privileges Committee. We need to make one hell of a stink about this. The Privileges Committee has decided that Mr. Johnson could be guilty of contempt simply for making a misstatement, because he is Prime Minister. It said in the report, the committee may consider that the fact Mr. Johnson is Prime Minister is relevant, because misstatements by ministers are inherently likely to obstruct or impede the House. He could lose his seat if the committee rules that he should be suspended from Parliament for 14 days or more, or for 10 days in which the Commons is sitting. Under the Recall of MPs Act 2015, this would allow constituents hostile to Mr. Johnson to launch a petition demanding a by-election, and only 10% of local voters would need to sign it for the election to go ahead. 4 out of 7 MPs on the committee are Conservatives, giving it a Tory majority. A spokesperson for the Privileges Committee said the report was prepared by experts on procedure and law employed by the House of Commons and not by politicians. They said, there has been no change in the rules.